Hey y'all, what's up? It's Friday, so I'm gonna keep it black, but I'm gonna keep it brief. This episode is brought to you by Indeed's Rising Voices program. In partnership with Lena Waithe, they are awarding 10 filmmakers $100,000 to produce short films. One of my favorite films growing up was Fun and Fancy Free.
I thought we were supposed to be talking about black films.
Chill on me. Issa Rae!
And this movie was made in 1947? Yeah, it's probably definitely not for us. Girl, stand up.
Okay, movie made in 1947, probably definitely not for us, totally. Just like many a cartoon created during that time that memorialized mammy figures, Jezebels, laziness, fried chicken, and watermelon as quintessential black tropes.
So, what are we talking about?
Honestly, I think I just like the concept. It was Mickey, Goofy, and Donald doing whatever they wanted to do, imagining themselves in all kinds of fantastical stories and just being. But clearly the film industry was not designed for us to do that, which is why we have had to flip the script.
Talk about it.
Black Americans have had a marred and complex history in the United States. And because of that, we have had an even more complex journey when it comes to how we are represented on film. Because we have to ask ourselves what message we are trying to relay, what lesson we are trying to teach, what story are we trying to tell, and ultimately, how do we get a seat at the table? And more often than not, that means building the chair and sliding it into a parking lot, okay?
I know that's right.
Rarely do we get the opportunity to effortlessly just be. Why? Because we have the twofold responsibility of putting on for our culture and putting our culture on. And somebody like Issa Rae has done both of those things consistently ever since Awkward Black Girl. She had to build the thing, present the thing until the thing receives the recognition and deserves, but what has remained consistent is her desire to lift as she climbs. Horizontal networking, which started with working with the people and resources she had in the very beginning, remains a key tenet of her MO as she continues to employ the people who came up with her, which is another level of innovation in and of itself when only a few of us are even supposed to get these opportunities. And more than that, over and over again, we see the extensions of her hooray family making waves in the industry to create real black stories, quotidian black stories, because every black story deserves to be told, because every kind of black person deserves to be seen. We're owed that. Y'all really should know what was up with her when she told them people to their face she was rooting for everybody black.
I appreciate all this, but are you gonna keep talking about me like I'm not here?
Well, what would you like to say, Miss Ma'am? That was an iconic moment.
Well, yes, that's what icons do.
Heard.
I was really just tapping into how we all feel every time we tune into one of these award shows, because it's like black people make up such a small percentage of those who get recognized in TV and film, and we don't get a chance to root for the actors or projects that make us feel good.
Small percentage is correct. Only 21% of nominees at the Oscars that year were people of color. And in the years since, it's remained around 20% despite the proliferation of award-winning content being produced by people of color. We've said it before and we'll say it again, we are in the midst of another renaissance. We are very familiar with the Harlem Renaissance since it's remained to be one of the safest black things to discuss in school. Shots, 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 shots. But in 1925, Alain Locke published a collection of works by black authors such as Zora Neale Hurston, Countee Cullen, and Langston Hughes, named The New Negro. It was a platform for black creatives to make new visions of themselves, free from the racist burdens of the past and vicious assaults on blackness enacted on stage and TV and in film. This inspired an explosion of black art and culture that wasn't really seen again until the black arts movement of the 60s and 70s. Unlike the Harlem Renaissance, BAM was directly connected to politics. Emerging after the assassination of Malcolm X, this artistic movement was inextricably tied to black nationalism. The movement was characterized by black theater, black poetry, black music, and distinctively black ways of taking up those spaces. Founded by Mary Baraka, this is where we got Nikki Giovanni, Sonia Sanchez, Maya Angelou, Audre Lorde, and June Jordan. We saw a resurgence in the 90s with some of the most diverse and emblematic representations of black people on film, and I say we owe it to all three iterations to keep it going. And I don't know about you, Issa, but the moment we are currently in feels like a sustainable one.
I would have to agree with that.
What started with Oscar Micheaux has continued on with landmark black creatives like Melvin Van Peebles, Spike Lee, Julie Dash, John Singleton, Gina Prince Bythewood, Jordan Peele, hell, even Yvette Lee Bowser, and so many more. All of whom center blackness and demand the right to tell the stories we want to tell the way we want to tell it.
Is it giving us season? No, it's my season.
Please do not forget to join myself and Miss Issa Rae on the Let Out this Sunday at 6 p.m. And that's a wrap on the drive-in.